Hi, it's Dave from Megapoints Controllers. On this video I'm going to talk about mimic panel buttons. Traditionally we've made buttons, let me find one, like so, and they snap off, go behind the panel and give you this small dimple to press. But what I'm doing on this panel is I'm experimenting with caps that can fit a button, so you can drop a cap on, change its colour and increase its size. So if you've got fat fingers like me, doubling the size of the button may be of interest to you. So obviously to fit the buttons to one of our panels, we need to know in advance to make them with the larger holes to take the buttons. So what I thought I'd do on this video is finish this panel off and invite you to come along and join me as I finish wiring it up, so you can see how we do. I think I'll just bring the camera closer so you can get a better look at what I'm doing. Let me give you some numbers. The button, as it stands, measures a diameter of 3.2 millimeters, 3.4, so say 3.5 millimeters. And with the button, that takes it to a diameter of 6 millimeters. So it's almost doubling the diameter. So if you have fat fingers, then it may be a benefit to you. For me, the thing I like is you can just pull them on or off and you can change colour. So suddenly colour is not a hindrance. I made this panel a while ago, but I haven't finished it, or haven't got round to finishing it, for exhibition use. Because I designed into it features that allow me to demonstrate several of my older panels all in one. It has provision for a root processor and also for direct setting up of points. Let's get some more buttons. The thing with the buttons, they're all manually assembled by us. They are so labour intensive you wouldn't believe it, because we have to manually place the buttons on top, solder them, then cut the header pins and solder those on the reverse side. I did get a quote from a company to make them for me and it was horrendous, so we continue to make them in-house. I'm just using the standard screws we ship with our button packs. 2 screws per button and off we go. I don't know how big this panel is. I think it's a 620 by 310. Oh, hang on. Why don't I tell you? This is a 620 by 320 size panel. So it's like 2 A4 sheets side by side. I've just made one of these for somebody else this size, and his panel looks rather nice, so it might be one of the first ones to use these buttons. I think once we've got them in the shop, everybody will want them because they're not expensive. I say that, I don't know how much they're going to be yet. I'll work that out shortly, but they're just so flexible and you can change colour. I couldn't imagine you ever wearing one out, but if you did, you can swap it. If you leave them as they are, they just press on and you can pull them off. If you want to make them more permanent, I suppose you could put a dab of glue behind it and that would hold it. But on the panels I've tested, I've never found that necessary. So I hope you've been keeping well anyway. We are, where is it now? It's September. We've got our only show of 2021 coming up at the end of the month. It's going to be the Great Electric Train Show at Milton Keynes. I think it's the 2nd and 3rd of October. And this panel will be there. So you can have a look and judge for yourself. The great thing is with buttons now, I can just fit the same black button to everything. It doesn't really matter what colour it is, but it gets us away from having to make buttons of different colours at manufacturing time and commit to it, and then always have the wrong colour in stock. We can just make black and you can change it with the cap. I don't know if you've heard about the global chip shortage. There is, so manufacturers of electronics are struggling to get chips to put in the devices. Chips of anything really, but you know, I think the car industry's been hit quite hard, with car deliveries being delayed by several months. Anything, I mean, I suppose these days it could be a toaster or a fridge, whatever it is, or your new iPhone. There are delays, and I think the delays are because there's only a handful of fabs in the world that can actually make them, and following the order cancellations at the beginning of the COVID lockdowns, they now find themselves oversubscribed with long waiting lists to make product. What have we got left? A few of these. Okay, let's start on the outer edge. Can you still see it? Yes, you can. When we make the panels, the square hole to mount the button is great because there's no negotiating, it just goes in and it just fits perfectly. So put it in that slot or hole and you're going to get a good fit. I did the root buttons here before, and then I thought, I should make a video about this. I haven't made a video on panels for a while. So join along. We have chips, though we find now we're paying ever increasing prices for them, and I'm somewhat restricted on quantities. I can't buy in the same volume I used to easily. I had one order, well I still have an order placed with a manufacturer, and it was for September of this year delivery, and they put it back to October of next year. So at the time of ordering, it's a 14-month lead time for a product I can normally get within a few days. So if anybody ever does run out, and maybe we will, I don't know, then we are waiting like everybody else for stock, with no real advice on or knowledge of what those lead times are. I think there's a few people profit taking as well, profiteering. One of the chips we use it normally sells for about £1.80, and I've seen them advertised for £16 each. So that's over an 8 times markup. So I guess if you're daft enough to pay it, they'll be daft enough to sell it. I don't think my customers would be happy with a 8 times markup or increase. This panel was based on another customer's design, and I tweaked it a little bit for my own needs. And it's sat in the corner since before COVID. I really need to get it finished. Right, 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The other lights here, these are for the LEDs for the feedback. I don't know whether I'll wire them up, maybe I will. Or maybe I'll write something that simulates feedback data on the panel to give you an idea. It really doesn't take long to fit the buttons. Bit of firm pressure to get it going. No need to pilot drill a hole or anything. Last screw. Right, let's get all these put away. Where would we be without magnetic screwdrivers? Well, since we launched the auto signal, they've been going very well. We've got all sorts of interesting ideas for variations and new versions and so on, so quite excited about that. Okay, here we go, the moment of truth. Drop the panel in. I found a screw loose. No, everything's good. Still in frame? Yes, I am. So we've got the old buttons. Let me just dig out a panel, old style. So this is the older style panel, or the original, with the buttons here, and you can see it's the little black dimple. And with this style, we can pop some caps on. So on the root panel here, I'm going to make them all red. Yes, I like the way this is looking. And then for the points, I think I'm going to do, I don't know, nice shade of green. And if you want to take one off, you can get hold of it and remove it. Okay, happy with that for the roots. So here's my root selection. Right, points, green. Maybe I can do the main line in green and the other lines in a different colour, or maybe I'll just do it all in green, see how the mood takes me. I'll do them in green. Nope, I'll do the sidings in something else. What colour do we want? Let's have a look. Yellow. I've got a bag of yellows somewhere. Multicolour bag. Nope. Okay, yellows it is. This is where I get button caps all over the place. So, I want a few, don't I? So you can colour to your heart's content. I think by the time you see this video, we'll have these button caps in the shops. Well, they'll probably be in 12 packs. I've just got to see how much they are, and then we'll know the price. So how does that look? Different colour buttons on your panel. Yeah. Alright, so there we go. Button packs. They'll be available in the following colours: green, grey, red, blue, yellow, white and black. Got some black ones here, so we'll be doing some black ones as well. And we should have them in the shop shortly. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you at the next video.